I grew up in northern Saskatchewan. I come from a community of trappers and fishers at the north end of Montreal Lake. I left home at 15. 17, I joined the Canadian Armed Forces. Came back to northern Saskatchewan, worked as a logger and miner across western and northern Canada. Got married, had children, had a family. In 1991, I was working at the Key Lake uranium mine. And there was a story going around that said if you drove a cat or a haul truck, you were stupid. So to prove I wasn't stupid, I quit mining and went to university and picked the hardest thing they had. Picked law. Not because I wanted to be a lawyer, I was just proving a point. Harold Johnson isn't stupid. When you get a degree in anything, there's a story that says you didn't earn that. They just gave it to you because you're an Indian. So to prove nobody gave me anything, I went to Harvard and got a master's degree in law. Then for 20 years, I was stuck being a lawyer. I had a private practice in L'Orange for a while. And told myself while I was doing a lot of criminal law that I was keeping Indians out of jail. And then I had this client who'd been charged with hitting his wife. And he asked me to represent him, so I flew up to a far north community and beat the charge for him. He paid my fee and my expenses, my plane ticket, hotel room. A while later, he hit her again. And again, he paid my fee and I flew up there. Again, I got him off. Third time he hit her. Again, he phones back. And I flew up there again, but this time it felt like he thinks he can beat her up anytime he wants, and I'm going to keep him out of jail. So when I got there, I took him out behind the community hall where we were holding court, and I said, buddy, if you hit her again, I'm going to kick the shit out of you. Now you get in there and plead guilty, and I'll keep your sorry ass out of jail. I don't know if he hit her again. He never hired me again. And I knew I was on the wrong side. So I went over to the Crown. And I told myself, most of the victims of all of this violence in our communities are our own people. So I told myself that as a Crown prosecutor, I was defending the victims, which made me feel better. But then over time, I realized I'm just helping to fill the jails full of Indians. I'm not making it better. 95% of the people who came to court were intoxicated by alcohol when they committed their offense. We don't have a crime problem. We got an alcohol problem. I heard every day when I was prosecuting, sometimes several times a day, don't send him to jail. When he's sober, he's a good guy. And at first I thought, this is just the cycle of violence stuff. You're just trying to defend the guy. But after you hear it over and over again from women who got the shit kicked out of them, you even hear it from the police. They'd say, we arrested him last night. He was drunk. He was violent. He was spitting at us. He was swearing, calling us racist. It took 4 of us to put him in the cell. This morning, he was sober. He was trying to apologize. He wanted to shake our hands. And that's what I saw in court too. Just good guys. Got drunk and did something stupid. Up to and including committing an atrocity. I only ever prosecuted one man who was sober when he committed a murder. I never prosecuted or defended a charge of sexual assault that did not involve alcohol. Alcohol is still your number 1 date rape drug. And that's where all of the violence in our communities come from. this drunkenness. As a defense attorney, crown prosecutor, 20 years in the justice system, doing mostly criminal law. And in all that time, I never saw a criminal. Just people who got drunk and did something stupid.